all right, I'm going to see another email that suggests to me success is about building a great business. I'm going to see another social media posting that suggests to me that 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures is really what we all should be going for. That's right. I'm going to see another advertisement that suggests to me that going on vacations all the time is what success really is about. I'm going to get another, suggestion from someone else who's going to tell me that true success is being able to just hang out all the time and do your hobbies and have a lot of sensory pleasures. See, the problem with that it takes faith, right, to redefine success every day. Because if you don't have faith, then all you do is live based on what you see and what you taste and what you smell and what you hear, okay? It just live based on what society tells you and what your friends tell you and what your parents tell you and what social media tells you is the truth. So let me go on. There's actually a lot more I wanted to share with you, and I actually have a presentation, a little quick slideshow I wanted to share with you. So let's actually go right into the presentation itself. And these are ideas that I wish had been shared with me, and that I wish were continually shared with me, which aren't. And so I hope that these are truly valuable ideas, that you find them valuable as I do as well. And I'm going to actually share my screen with you so you can see the presentation. So here we go. Okay. Again, we are redefining success here, and we are talking about the purpose of life. And I'm going to suggest to you that if you have no faith in what is beyond this life, if all you do is live based on what you see, what you taste, what you hear, what you smell, what you touch, then this should be the purpose of life. This should be what success is, because this is what you can see, what you can hear, what you can feel. Money, fame, power, health, relationships, possessions, vacations, sensory pleasure, collecting knowledge because it makes you feel smarter and people say you're smarter, and right? Convenience and speed, things always going our way, other people always doing what we want. If this is the only life, okay, if that's what you believe, then please do this, because that makes sense, all right? And the end of story, done. Close this video. Just go for these things, and whatever you need to get these things, do it, because that's the purpose of one single life. Right? Because you can feel it, you can sense it. It's logical, and it makes a lot of sense. Now, if you believe that there is life beyond what you can see, touch, smell, hear, and personally feel in this incarnation, then the stronger your faith is, the more you realize that the purpose of life is this. And again, the more you study the proven ideas from proven over from history, from hundreds of generations of humanity, okay? Logic tells us and reason tells us that this is the purpose of life. Spiritual growth, which again is faith, joy, courage, patience, humility, self-discipline, wisdom, and compassion. How do we get here? We don't get here just by going in a cave and meditating. We get here by working with other people through altruistic service. What is altruistic service? It's helping other people lessen their suffering, and more advanced, even more so, even more altruistic service is helping others lessen their suffering who will not or cannot compensate you with money, praise, or status. This is the purpose of life. This is what I suggest to you. Now let's go on, and let me actually ask you another question. What do you wish others could achieve and would achieve? All right, if you believe in this, the problem is whenever other people achieve money or fame or power, or they have lots of vacations, or they have lots of pleasure, etc., don't you feel some envy? You feel this natural envy, and let me suggest to you why you are feeling the natural envy. Because your intuition is telling you that that cannot be for everyone. That not everyone can be rich, financially rich. Because the definition of financial wealth means that others don't have as much. No, seriously, truly. If everyone had $1 billion, $1 billion would be relatively worthless. If everyone had $1 billion, a cup of coffee would probably cost $1 million. Do you see what I mean? Not everyone can be famous. If everyone were famous, nobody would be known. The fact of someone being famous, meaning someone having everyone's attention, means that there are other people who are anonymous. Not everyone can have power, okay? If someone has power, other people are powerless. Now, health is different. Now, I think everyone can have health. That's true. But the focus on health alone is part of worldly success rather than spiritual growth. A lot of people who are serious about spiritual growth, they prioritize this over their own health, and people think that's stupid, but actually it's not if you look at the most ancient spiritual teachings. Relationships, I guess actually probably true that everyone can have great relationships as well. But again, if you go and seriously study the ancient teachings, a lot of ancient spiritual teachings talk about celibacy, talk about being single. Okay, and no, this is not a popular teaching. You're not gonna teach other people, and other people go, oh, I'm so glad you taught me that I shouldn't have love, human love in my life. Okay, this is not a popular teaching, but I'm gonna tell you, we're talking about our highest work. We're just taking a moment out of our busy lives to step back and look at what may be our highest ideals. Possessions, not everyone can have all possessions that they want, okay? Not everyone can go on vacations because who's gonna do the work, right? Et cetera, et cetera. So what do you wish others would achieve? Don't you wish that other people would be generous and selfless in their service? Of course you do. Because if other people were generous and selfless in their service, you would benefit, right? And so when you see someone else being selfless and generous, you don't envy them. Yes, you might envy their fame. You might envy the fact that they have power. But you don't envy the fact that, guess what? They have faith, joy, courage, patience, humility, self-discipline, wisdom, compassion. That's what we wish for other people to have, because that means they would treat us well. We wish for other people to altruistically serve because that means we get to benefit as well. Do you see that? So this is the genius of the ancient traditions that have been teaching us that this is the purpose of life, because if one person has this, everyone benefits. But if one person has this, it's not necessary that everyone benefits. Does that make sense? Let's go on to the next slide. I'm going to show you something here. This is why the ancient traditions have talked about renunciation and temptation. This is not for nothing, that these ideas have been passed on through hundreds of human generations. There is this idea of renunciation, which is to give up worldly experiences and success, whether in truth or whether in reality or at least in the mind, and go towards spiritual growth through altruistic service. On the other hand, all the ancient traditions have also taught us that there is something called temptation, which is to take you from here back down to worldly experiences and success. Temptation towards all these things, okay? A focus on all these things, right? Renunciation is giving up the focus on these and going towards the focus on this. Temptation is giving up the focus on this and going towards the focus on this. Make sense? All right, let's go on, and I'm going to show you something that I haven't seen elsewhere, and this may be, this is the first time I've seen this. I don't know if it is the first time you've seen this, but I hope you'll spread this idea anyway. So let me share with you that, what does all this mean, okay? This is spiritual growth through altruistic service. I'm sorry. On the one hand, it's spiritual growth through altruistic service on this end. On this end, it's worldly experiences, worldly success. So when you have just less than enough, okay, when you have just less than enough of money or food or health or relationships or fame or sensory pleasures or vacations or collecting, when you have just less than enough, you are being asked to stretch in your spiritual growth, because you are not comfortable. You are just less than comfortable. It provides you an opportunity for spiritual growth through altruistic service. Okay? When you have just enough, it's a respite. You get to rest in spiritual growth, and you get to use the world as a respite for your soul, just as a respite, not as. And so, what I guess a great analogy would be, and a great analogy and a story of thinking about what this life is about, is we are here in a spiritual gymnasium. You are not just a human being. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. And you have been brought here, or you've chosen to be here, excuse me, to be in a spiritual gymnasium. Now, when you go to a gym, do you look at the lounge and say, oh, the purpose of this gym is to hang out in the lounge and to eat the food that's there and to go to the bathroom and to talk with people in the lounge? No, that lounge is a respite. Okay, the purpose of the gymnasium is to stretch, is to be slightly uncomfortable, because that grows your muscles. Okay, that grows your health. Okay, so that's why we're really here, is to stretch. But we also need a respite sometimes to, indulge, right? That's why we indulge in that chocolate chip cookie. I indulge sometimes because it's a respite. I sleep, plenty of hours because it's a respite, but it's not really the purpose of why we're here. So this might even be called purpose, okay? Now, here's the problem. When you have more than enough of the respite, you get into attachment and addiction and temptation, and it's a trap. You become, the snares of the world is what the old traditions, the ancient teachings tell us, okay? You become addicted, okay? You become attached. And guess what? You have a really hard time going to the next level of consciousness, or going to heaven, whatever you want to call it, okay? So you want to just go to stretch. You want to basically keep going between stretch and respite, stretch and respite. Now, here's the problem. For some of us who have really high ideals, we renunciate, right? We renounce renunciation. We renounce the world, and sometimes when we renounce the world, we have far less than enough, and we become cynical. We become tired. We become sick and tired of not having enough money. We become sick and tired of not having enough fame. We become sick and tired of not having that relationship. We become sick and tired of not having enough health. Fill in the blank. We become sick and tired of not having these things. And what happens when we become sick and tired is we jump all the way down to, I don't fucking care anymore. I'm sorry for the language. I really should bleep this out. This is a PG or G-rated video. Sorry about that. Children, don't learn that language. But we become sick and tired, and therefore we jump right back into, I'm just going to get rich. I'm going to get famous. It's all about those things, and we become addicted. Do you see how this cycle works? So we have to be really careful to go between these two and not go too far, or not go too far this way, okay? And if we just go in between these two, we can do what Gandhi says, which is to live simply so that others may simply live, right? Okay, let me stop the screen sharing and go on here. So here's the problem, is that the respite is so easy for the respite part. The money, fame, sensory pleasures, vacations, collecting knowledge, wanting things to go our way, convenience and speed. It's so easy for that respite to become a distraction for us, right? And so we have to continually look at those things not as success. Money, fame, power, health, possessions, relationships, convenience, speed, other people doing what we want them to do, things going our way. Those things are not success. Those things are a respite.